A chateau is the kind of home that's reserved for the modern-day princesses. A slice of heaven for those who are lucky enough to afford such grand homes, and to live happily ever after. And the truth is that the modern-day princess could be anyone who can afford this huge space. You don't need 100 servants to live in such a grand home. And if you don't mind getting your hands dirty with renovation, farm, and home management, then you could be the owner of a chateau too. And you could lead a happy, profitable life in the process. Well, at least this is the kind of life that one lady is living in the French countryside, in a chateau that she's taken the time to renovate. And as you can imagine, her life is quite fascinating. And it makes for great content. The lucky lady that we're talking about is chatelaine Stephanie Jarvis, the co-owner of the Chateau De Lalande, an expansive piece of property that sprawls the French countryside. Stephanie leads a very interesting, happy life with her boyfriend as they renovate the chateau, undergoing a renaissance. And so in this video, we look at some of the shocking facts and secrets that you may not have known about the Chateau Diaries. But there is more to Stephanie than her B&B and living in a grand chateau. These include, first, Stephanie is a very modest lady who doesn't mind working hard despite living in a chateau. The property affords her the space to lead a sustainable life in the French countryside, where she has a garden and a chicken coop that keep her family and friends fed. She's a content creator who shares different aspects of her life in the chateau. And she takes her viewers on the many renovation projects that she embarks on from time to time. And because renovating a castle built in the 16th century can be challenging and expensive, she raises cash by creating content. And her chateau is her elegant bed and breakfast. Number 2. She bought the property that makes up the Chateau De Lalande alongside her two best friends, Nick and Michael. Stephanie was born on August 18, 1975, and her current boyfriend, Philip Jansen, was born in 1996, meaning there's a 21-year gap between them. Number 3. Stephanie's relationship with her mom is interesting, with Stephanie being one to dress like an English lady, while Stephanie's mom is more like a lady taken off a Victorian-era film. Her mother lives in South Africa, and she lives in the French countryside. Her mother, Isabelle Jarvis Biggio, aka Mini Aprons, Mummykins, or Witchlet, was married to Derek Jarvis, Stephanie's father. But after his death, her mother married Percy Atfield, also from South Africa. Number 4. Stephanie's lifelong dream was to live in a castle. An idea she got from watching Cinderella, and something that she's made a reality. While she hoped that this was a lifestyle they could have had back at home, it never came to pass in her childhood home. But buying the Chateau Lalande allowed her to live the royalty-like life that she had always imagined. Her friends scoffed at her then, but now she's living her dream and is quite happy about her decision. Number 5. The other fascinating thing about the lady owner of the chateau is that she's allergic to horses. So while you'd expect to see her on a horse and carriage, that's not going to happen. This also means that her farm has no horses. Number 6. Before content creation, she worked as an opera singer. She's also acted before, and she created her YouTube channel in 2018, even before she would at some point be forced by the COVID-19 pandemic to create home renovation and homesteading videos full-time. Not to mention making a living off the channel. Number 7. Despite not being an interior designer, the work she's put into the chateau, decorating and renovating, says otherwise. It's also a great source of inspiration for anyone who may have a larger-than-life dream, but is afraid of executing, or unsure how to start. Number 8. She has a Patreon, which she used to raise funds. The fundraising set in motion allowed her to raise over $500,000 for the renovation of the Chateau De Lalande. Number 9. Stephanie also runs a mini-series on the channel that's all about her personal life as a chatelaine, and not about the chateau itself. In the mini-series, she shares a great deal about her routine and what she gets on the daily, the mundane really, but still great content that allows her to connect with her followers and viewers. Number 10. They had volunteers help with the renovation of the chateau from the pandemic. And one of these guys is Selmar, who's helped a great deal. Although some people have claimed that Stephanie exploited Selmar.